I know I was handed all this stuff, and
Okay.
I don't know when I'll be done with that.
The story is Bush Heartbeat. It's sound on tape.
Put a wireless on it, just so we can hear her.
As long as I hit this last
Going from a
section.
format on a computer to a live TV newscast takes teamwork. While the producer is the architect creating the format of the program, the producer has to rely on many other people to make that format a reality. For example, just creating one moving graphic takes the efforts of 6 people. First, the producer and executive producer decide on graphics for stories, how they'll look, what they'll say.
For the lead graphic, and I talked to, I mean, back to work is back to work. But do we want to start it by saying something like the president's health?
When your cold open is going to be him at the White House.
Yeah, and it'll be saying back to
In your
work.
cold open, Bush saying, I feel great, whatever, you're going to say Bush is back to work. I will. And then you're going to come out on camera. So do you want to say...
Why don't we just go back to work?
The graphic artist then uses a computer called a paint box to make 3 separate graphics. A picture of the White House, shaded blue. A picture of President Bush, just the right size. And the words. Then in the control room, an assistant director and technical director mix the 3 images together, and a tape editor records the mixed version on tape. So when the tape is played back during the newscast, it will be a moving, not a still graphic. Besides graphics, the producers also decide on live shots, where they want reporters to be live telling the story.
Lester, and as a result of last night's incident, I have been told...
The assignment editor then sends an engineer with a satellite or microwave truck to the location, and the truck sends a TV signal back to the station.
Tilt back up and switch to low power.
The engineers at the station make sure the reporters in the field can hear both the off-air TV sound as well as what's called IFB, which is a separate sound channel where the producer or director can talk just to the reporter.
IFB check, this is Boston. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you.
While the engineers are making sure the audio and video signals are okay, the director of the newscast is going over the show format.
I'll put all my instructions on there for the audio people, the videotape people, the technical directors, the camera operators, and so everybody works off the same format, yet they all have their individual and specific instructions.
The video coordinator is making sure all the tapes are ready for the newscast. She checks that reporters are cutting their tracks.
Marty's track, 3, 2, 1. Governor Weld and legislative leaders met.
She makes sure tapes are queued up to the beginning. She marks when tapes are all edited.
Everything's happening at once, and everything's happening late, and we go on from 5 to 6:30, so there's a ton of tape. So everyone tries to go through me so that I can keep it organized.
She makes sure the tape editor has the tapes to load into the playback machines for the news.
We're doing President Bush, Pam Smart, the baby that was...
The people who deliver the news, the anchors, talk to the producers about the format of the program and write and go over scripts. The scripts are checked and edited if necessary by the executive producer. Then they're printed and sorted for each program. Each script has several pages in different colors. The anchors, director, associate director, producer, and teleprompter each get a color-coded copy.
Yeah. I'm just laying out all of our script pages in page order. Control knob is right here to let me move the copy as fast as the anchor's reading. I don't set the pace, the anchor does.
A few minutes before airtime, the anchors are on the set looking at their scripts and getting last-minute information.
I don't know what the story is.
We think of this as being sort of a mass medium. You talk to lots of people, but you really only talk to one person at a time. We are, after all, invited into people's homes.
Minute 30 back.
Reporters going on the set live also get ready.
Camera roll when soon as L face both links in their key.
In the control room, the director is in charge.
Just have enough.
The director makes some of the tricks of TV work.
Good evening, topping news.
You see the anchors with a moving graphic behind them. What you don't see is the green wall going down where the tape with the graphic is electronically placed or keyed.
Joining us in our newsroom is Dr. Adolf Hutter.
When the anchors on TV talk to someone outside the studio, in reality, they're talking to a green screen with the person's picture keyed in.
It is raining, and raining at a pretty good clip, too.
The same is true for the weatherman. He stands in front of a green wall where his maps are keyed. He changes the maps with a computer remote in his hand and looks at the TV monitor so he can refer to the maps.
Here's the moisture sweeping on up the northeast on Chatham radar.
The cameras here are all robotic with pre-programmed positions. The actions of all three cameras are controlled by one person who presses the screen to make the cameras move from one position to the next. The associate director tells the anchors which camera to look at and gives time cues.
When you do something like this, it means we're going to wrap it up and they need to come to a halt. Then we have simple hand signals like this is 10 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You count them down like that. And sometimes you can do this and that'll be 30 seconds. So this is 30 seconds. And this is a stretch. And that is, well, out, no more time. He has to stop immediately.
1 minute back there.
147 on tape.
The AD in the control room keeps track of tape and segment times for the director.
Resident says he's feeling all right and isn't feeling anything. 2, 1.
The audio person, following the instructions of the director, controls the microphones of reporters in the field and the anchor people, and brings the sound up and down on tapes.
Somewhere in that 7-point plan.
The technical director rolls the tapes that are loaded and queued up in the playback machines. Following the instructions of the director, the TD also changes graphics, takes the cameras on air, and puts the chyrons, or words, on the screen.
Him a little less, so it's not the end of the world.
The producer continually keeps track of the time left in the newscast and talks to the anchors through their IFB earpieces to update information or make changes.
RD, can you just condense the tag to one line?
Producers will be talking in your ear and giving you new information or dropping stories for time and things like that. So it's a very organic thing. It's always living and growing and changing.
It takes teamwork and the ability to make split-second decisions under deadline pressure.
It really takes that type of personality to be aggressive and to be able to handle and juggle a lot of things at once. Because there are days when my job is not so much being the, holding the key to the secrets of editorial wisdom as much as juggling a lot of balls, and sometimes that just has to do with human relations and dealing with people.
In a major market newsroom, the executive producer has to work with about 100 people. The news director is the overall boss, then the assistant news director. The executive producer supervises the producers, directors, writers, and production assistants. There is also a managing editor who coordinates with the executive producer and keeps an eye on the assignment desk, the reporters, photographers, and editors. The news managers work with the anchor people to encourage teamwork and aggressive reporting.
I like to feel still every day that I go home having learned something new about the world, about myself. Just that this is a process that doesn't end once you have the job. You have to keep plugging away at it every day.